So what am I going to talk about? Essentially another application area. So we are always talking about industrial robotics here, but I thought it would also be nice to see what other areas are there. And so why do you need robotics in the agri-food sector? So I wanted to bring some examples of current events, let's say, or what is currently going on, why you would need robotics in the agri-food sector. So essentially, this is not really different to what is going on in industry. So what we in general see is that we have an aging population in most of the developed countries. So for example, for Europe, we know that in 2040, currently you have 65% of the population, which is working population in working age. In 2040, this will have decreased by 9% to around, I think it was 59% of the population, which means essentially that the people are getting older. For farmers, there's statistics that right now in Europe, 30% of the farmers are 65 or older, which is really bad numbers, which also means that they are not really well equipped for the heavy tasks that we have in agriculture. So there, robotics could be really a solution. Another thing that we all know is happening is the climate change. So there is also something where farmers have to react fast, which can probably also be helped with robotics to adapt to the new situations, to adapt to weather changes more fast. And then, at least in Europe, I know very well that we have a development going on. So people are really thinking about, okay, so I want to have nice food. I want to have food where the animals have been treated ethically, which we in general call ecological farming. So ecological food processing and food production. In Europe, this market has grown by 47%. However, this has one disadvantage. The disadvantage is that, ecological food production is less productive, which means that we kind of have to find another way than spraying pesticides to be as productive as, with pesticides. Yeah? So robotics could also be helping there. So, as I said, in many of these cases, robotics can help, and therefore we have in the EU this project which is called AgROBOfood. Sorry. Which is called AgROBOfood. Actually, I wanted to show something else again. So, this has been noticed by many people. So we have seen this from, I think on the slides from Roger before, farm-wise, but also in Europe we have a lot of companies trying out robotics in the agricultural sector, big ones, small ones. So Bosch is involved, Continental is involved. Then we have startups and everything. So there's really a community starting up there, and many of those companies are really using ROS. And there AgROBOfood steps in. So AgROBOfood is a European research, innovation action, in fact, so which is funded by the European Commission, and we actually have 3 offers currently to the robotics community. So essentially, I will start with the offer for ROS enthusiasts, let's say. Essentially, we have been talking about this a lot, and in AgROBOfood, we want to support open platforms. So what can we do to do this, or to help this? Essentially, we have taken ROS-Industrial as an advantage, or as an example. So we are currently thinking of creating something, a community around ROS in agriculture. Currently the goals is, so one major topic in this area, as in most of the areas, is functional safety or safety of the robots in the fields. So I think this is really a big opportunity where we can share best practices within this community, where we can develop approaches to solve this problem. And then the software architecture or software development. So let's say in this area, software like ROS is not really present yet. So it's in the robotics, but essentially the big players are not really used to software development. So there's also a huge worth in communicating what we have here in ROS-Industrial, what we have already developed into this this area. And so currently also one goal is to set up something that organizes this community here in Europe, at least. So in the US, this is no news. This ROS Agriculture community has been founded by Matt Grotto already in 2017. So the Americans are, as in many cases, a little bit faster than we are. But yeah, so we plan to launch this. Essentially, we are planning to have a first meeting of interested people in January next year. So essentially, I think here is still marked December, but we had a call last week and we decided we should shift it to next year because before Christmas is just difficult to handle. But so the offer that we have here is essentially if you are interested, thinking about moving a little bit and exploring the agriculture sector, and you are used to working with ROS, please contact me or Ting Chia from TU Delft, and we would be happy to have you in this community. The second offer is specifically for SMEs and slightly bigger. So there the EC has changed a little bit their interpretation, so it's up to 500 employees, okay, this offer. So there's going to be an open call in this project AgROBOfood, open call for innovation experiments. So this means projects with 300 to 500,000 euros of funding, 2 to 5 partners, all of them need to be SMEs. So this is not easy. But so I just wanted to bring this up to have you informed. So if you are an SME and thinking about doing something in the agricultural sector, well, this is a perfect opportunity. Call opens next year from March to May. The first call, there's going to be a second one. In 2021. And in the first round, we will fund about 6 projects. And again, so if you're using ROS, we want open platforms in these calls. So ROS is really encouraged. So we are happy to have you. Third offer that I have to bring up here is for service providers, for robotics. So if you provide services such as research or development in robotics, we would also be happy to welcome you in the AgROBOfood network. So currently we are around 100 partners, mainly clustered in the research area, but I think it would also be worth exploring more industrial partners there. Essentially, what kind of partners we are looking for? So this is a little bit the current talk on the European level. So this whole project is actually a digital innovation hub network project, and we are looking for competence centers and digital innovation hubs. No fear, so anyone who can provide technical services to anyone is a competence center in this definition here, at least in the project definition here. And what are your advantages if you join the network? So essentially what we are currently doing there in the network is mainly scoping what is already there, what kind of technologies that we have in the industrial sectors for robotics can we transfer to the agricultural sector. We gather market knowledge, so who are the players in the market, and also a part of the project is standardization. So we also have the big, let's say, lobbyist companies inside there that are also heavily involved in standardization. So VDMA, CIMA is also so CIMA is actually the European level organization of the VDMA. And well, the other thing is, so this is actually a network activity. So as you see, we have around 100 partners in the network already. So this means there's a lot of people there that are active in the sector. So if you think about moving in this direction, I think it's a good opportunity to get to know the people that are active there. And so just to join this network. Essentially, let's say the joining procedures are not yet completely clear. So as we just started six months ago, but essentially in February we will know more. So just contact me, say that you're interested, and we will get you in the network as soon as possible. Just for you to know who are the core partners behind this project. So the coordinator here is Wageningen. Wageningen is, I think, in Europe probably the most well known for research in robotics and the agricultural sector. And then we have other partners. Well, you see them all here. Also, some names that you probably recognize. And yeah, that's everything I wanted to tell you. So I hope that was kind of informative for you guys. If you're interested in this project, please contact me. I can help you with details and can also connect you to other people if you're interested in this. Thank you.
Thanks for the talk.